This is going to be the first part of retro playthrough of BioForge by Origin Systems. Um, I'm going to just say a bit about the game first. Overlooked game, um, very innovative for its time. Included the creation of things that, again, we're used to nowadays for games, but at the time didn't exist. Characters having a skeleton inside that actually that's what causes the movement. Skeletal models, they were invented for this. Um, Characters that bleed and show damage. Um, more blood depending on the amount of damage that the characters sustained. Lots of things, again, that we take for granted are in this. Gunfire that ricochets, although it's energy weapons, that bounces from wall to wall. One of the first games to do it, but massively overlooked. So if you've never heard of it before, never seen it, here we go. It is from 1995, I think. So the graphics aren't going to be amazing, but let's give it a go. And it runs on DOS.
This is Marine Dropship Ronick to Control, making final approach for delivery of supply requisition B9-3Q and prisoner AP-127.
This is Control to Marine Dropship Ronick. Landing platform is in position. You are cleared to land, Ronick.
Tower to control room. The main gun is offline.
So there you go, the opening. Now, when this was sold, it was marketed as an interactive movie rather than a game, which may have put a lot of people off because maybe didn't know what an interactive movie was, or they thought it was going to be one of these horrible DVD tie-in type arrangements with live action actors. I'm sure you probably remember from the 90s, Philips CDI and all that horrible lot. So but it is actually a very good game, but very hard, and as such I'm only going to play it on easy because we want to get through it. I have played it on medium. It is hard on medium. I've never played it on hard, but I'm sure it's hard. So this is my hand here. So let us begin. All is not well.
Subject must stay in bunk. Recuperation is mandatory. Subject must comply with all instructions. Subject must stay in bunk. Recuperation is mandatory. Subject must comply with all instructions.
So
Subject must stay in bunk. Recuperation is mandatory. Violence is counterproductive.
yeah, well,
This unit is shock
we like a bit of counterproductive violence.
Subject must comply with all. This unit is shock resistant. This unit is shock resistant. This unit is shock. This unit is shock. This unit is shock.
So, interesting start. One of the main things to notice of the game is how slowly you move. This is turning while sprint held down. Normal walking speed. Now the combat system is quite clever. It uses the number pad on the right hand side of your keyboard. So when you're in combat mode, different keys produce different movements. So forward while in combat, backwards. You then have side steps on 1 and 3, turn on 4 and 6, and then again sort of a circling motion on 7 and 9. But use those exact same keys with control is 7, 9, yeah, kick, another kick, low kicks, and then awesome backflip. Then hold down Alt and you get punches. A few ducks and block. So also controls using the number pad as well. You can use the arrow keys, but this was long before the days of WASD. So just got a quick save in. Let's play one. Okay, so obviously there's an item on the ground, so we can pick this up.
A logbook.
And it's a logbook. If I press space, I can use it. I know what they will do to me. They'll mutilate my flesh and make it into something inhuman. They can completely alter the state of my mind, but they shall not break my spirit. I am determined, I swear, with every ounce of my will, that who I am, my internal nature, cannot be twisted or cut out of me. No matter what occurs, I will remain unchanged. So that's everything that's on there. So I can then put that down again, or I can pick it up, put it in my inventory. So this little beauty over here is
a hunk of meat.
Now, if I put that into my inventory, I can then open my inventory, which is done by way of the item in your hand, side of your hand. So looking at meat, severe spoilage. There we go, sorry, food stuff. Dried meat, 73 hours old, weight 27 RG. I can't see. Sample exhibits signs of severe spoilage. Now, that is used to give you health later on. So, subject name not recorded. So, we don't know who wrote that, but it's in my cell. So, possibly me. So, obviously, I had to fight the little bot to start with. If you don't, it tranquilizes you, and it's essentially game over immediately. So by kicking it into the bars, it explodes, brilliant, but also causes the bars to malfunction, which allows you out of the cell. So let's wait for the gap and go. So holding down shift lets you run. All is not well, as I said before. So every time it goes ding, means you've made a mental note in your logbook, which is done automatically. So again, the J key, I'll go to the top here. So I heard a cry of agony from beyond my cell. A guard, another prisoner. My body is some sort of machine. Until I was once human, I'm a cyborg. Who made me this way? Why did they? Who could have? How could I have let them? So this is the interesting bit. Did I write what is in this book here in my cell? I don't remember writing it. It sort of sounds like me, but it's hard without any basis for comparison. These tremors feel extremely severe. Why isn't anyone coming to check on me in person? Something has gone wrong here and I'm in danger. Is there anybody out there? Oh. So, he's gone ding again. We go back. There are entries in my journals, but I have not made them. Or does this device record my unconscious thoughts? I don't understand what's been done to me. Something is not right. So... dripped on. So a dead end. So my cell is damaged beyond repair. Cell number 4 has got something on the floor, but we don't know what it is. Cell number 2 has something in there that it sounds interesting. Ooh, a gun. See a gun inside the cell number 2. Get there, find a shot for the fast bars. There's a tunnel burrowed into the floor of the cell. I wonder where it leads. Well, you've all seen it. Been ignoring it, but here we go. There is a severed arm that is blue on the floor.
A severed arm.
There's a reason for that. The prisoner's cell next to mine has lost his arm trying to escape. His force bars must be set to a much more lethal intensity than in my cell.
the point?
Well, I haven't come for the fork, but it's interesting you should mention it. So it does twice and then stops. So I'm going to wait for him to go to the back of the room. And then we're in. So I'm going to have to fight him. Now one of the problems, as I was about to say, one of the problems with this is
You stand upon holy ground. It's fitting you should kneel. We should not
the
be
controls,
enemies. We should work
unfortunately,
together. I have no wish to
are a
harm
bit counterintuitive when you're not facing the right way.
you. We should not be enemies. We should
There
work
is
together. I have no wish to harm you.
a bit of a auto aim that comes in.
We should not be enemies.
So you
We
can
should
see
work
here
together.
the body damage that I've sustained by being really
I'm sorry,
crap.
my friend. We are both victims, you and I.
So now, as you can see, now I'm limping badly because I'm injured. So this chap has obviously damaged his cell quite a lot. So there's the fork.
A photograph.
A photograph. Let's have a look at the photograph. It's a woman. Let's have a look. I might be able to use this utensil for something, and I don't mean to eat with. Don't recognise the girl in the photo. I don't think it belongs. This means something to someone here. Well. Now, if I look in my inventory and get the meat and ready the meat. Oops. Ah, there's the options button. I didn't mean to press. What's this one do? Nothing. Ah, P. Oh, P. Experimental unit AP127. Inventory. Journal options. Ah, diagnostics. This is what I was looking for. So, there's my health at half because I'm doing really bad, and my energy. So PFD prototype inactive, can't do anything with that. Biological repair. Now, if I use this, I will heal, but my energy goes down. Now, I can't recall if I can get my energy back with the meat or not. Let's try it. Well, he says yuck, but let's see what it's done. No, it's not going to fall. So, the meat's maybe for something else then. So, out we go. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
A severed arm.
We know. Ding. I can't get the panel off. My fingers are too wide to get a drip on the edge of it. I mean, yeah, look at them. So, need to use a utensil maybe. So, puzzle. Clearly got to connect this side to this side, so oops. It's not the way you do it. Should have seen that. Let's move this into position first, shall we?
A severed arm.
Pick up my arm. Now, still can't get through the door.
A severed arm.
So that's unlocked, but no power. That doesn't sound good.
This is control to Marine Dropship Ronik. Landing platform is in position. You are clear to land, Ronik.
Now that was the ship at the beginning.
Dropship Ronik. Now making final approach.
So was that me being brought in or not?
Standing by.
You guys better hurry. Another prisoner has escaped. I'm looking at him on the monitor now. He's in the guard room.
He must not reach the excavation site. Sit tight. We're almost there. And we're bringing a little extra firepower to deal with your escaped prisoner.
Oh, good.
He's gonna be no trouble at all.
So, power. Oh, okay. So I can control one of these bots. Now it's in room 4, which is no good because I need to turn the force bars off. So, cell 4. So look at camera 2. That should be there. Turn the bars off. Good. My cell was cell 3. So let's turn my bars off because they are annoying. Cell, that's a cell block, I think. Let's put that down a minute. Ooh. Oh. That looks like a man. So that gun looks like it's laid next to a body. I wonder if that's who was in the cell. And this was the cell with the blue guy. Turn that off. Let's pick my arm back up.
A severed arm.
A severed arm. Let's have a look at this central one. Looks just like a map. Huh? So, cell 3, that was my cell. Let's have a look. AP127, Homo sapien, origin classified, project ABA. So, feed with formula 4A 3 times daily, 6 injections, serum 33 4 times daily, enforced rest and sedation, restrain subject's left arm prior to entry. left arm. Okay, C1 BX thingy. Homo sapiens, Daedalus based security, ABA. Inject legs with lubricant A4 twice daily. Feed meat products only. Proceed any entry with a stun blast. Stay sharp. Subject trained in combat. So that was the blue guy. 2. Species unknown. Ooh. Origin dig site room 3. Keep on the armed guard 24 hours. Senior officers all changes. Retract beams only for guard change. If escape occurs, apprehend at any cost. 4. Homo sapiens classified AVA. Feed for. Subject to undergo final transformation. Oh, hang on. AP 127. Sorry, wait. Ah, so where the follow on from each other. Okay. What's this? Okay, so that shouldn't attack me.
A logbook.
Well, Ensign Martic Dane of the Reticular ship Stellaloi Agrippus. No doubt they're watching this camera. Strongly go for ball mag carrying medical supplies. Our trip has been eventful until we experienced a small electrical fire on one of the subdecks that was quickly extinguished. What we didn't know was the fire had caused a power surge, travelled through our entire subsystem, and wiped out a vital portion of our data from our jump calculator. The emission of data was so slight that it was not detected by our redundant systems until we had already made the jump to hyperspace. Strain placed on our engines by an improperly calculated jump was so great it took nearly 36 hours to power them down once the jumps were underway. It's possible that while in mid-jump we passed near some sort of spatial singularity, things shot us far beyond our normal jump capacity. When we finally returned to normal space, we not only wandered off all charts, we were also critically low on fuel. It's possible that extremely unlikely that RMF rescue and recovery could have calculated our position this far. There's no occupied planets within range of our detection, and our jump driver was rendered inoperable. Set course to the nearest solar system, subsidized on minimal rations and power, broadcasting a distress signal. After 11 days of boosting our transmission to the maximum, there was no response. Then it appeared as if a miracle had occurred. As we neared a gas giant, we received confirmation that a distress beacon signal had been picked up. We celebrated, believing that his help was on the way. The next day we were attacked by 2 small military-type dropships. Did not intend to become the first RMF ship in history to surrender to pirates, so we fought back. The first dropship was destroyed, but we lost our weapons and propulsion to a missile barrage from the second. 7 of the 27 members of our crew died in the battle, including Lieutenant Lynn Mance. We were dead in the water. It was then that we learned the identity of our attackers, Mondites. We were boarded, and 11 more members of our crew died in the room-by-room combat that followed over the next several hours. Among the dead was our captain, Leeson Raymarak. And our first officer, Findlay Smiles. This had set of circumstances left me in command with the survivors. 2 more men died in the attempt to reach the lifeboat. Any means of escape cut off and facing a full company of our Marines. gave the order to surrender. 3 of the men directly disobeyed my order were subsequently killed by the attackers. During that exchange, another man attempted to surrender was also killed. Mercenaries then proceeded to raid Passion Mercado, took the remaining 3 of us onto their ship and blew what was left of the Agrippas into wreckage. She was 17 months away from being decommissioned. 17 months to retirement. When I returned from this voyage, in 3 months I was to be married to my fiancée, Lorna. I don't believe either of us will be making it. Entry 2. Leader of this base is a man who I believe to be a surgeon. I've seen him only once when we were first brought here. He seemed very unconcerned with our presence, like he was preoccupied with something. Base seems to be a strange mixture of digging equipment, medical facilities, little else. The world we're on is called Daedalus, certainly beyond the reach of the reticulum. It's probably never even been charted. Apparently it is run by an independent group of Mondites who have been carrying out some sort of secret operation here. They obviously saw our accidental presence as a security threat. The only thing I do not understand is why they've left us alive. They must not suspect us of spying because none of us has been questioned. The reticulum has historically been highly unresponsive to the taking of political prisoners or hostages. I am certain we shall be quite worthless as a bargaining chip, but we must be of some use to them. As seen during the last moments of the Agrippa, simple mercy is not something characteristic among Mondites. Entry 3. It's impossible to judge past the time here. There is no view of the outside and lights are kept on constantly with sleeping shifts at varying times and lengths. It's useless to count them. We've been here for days. Could it be weeks? Today, the 3 of us were escorted under armed guard and taken to some sort of medical centre and physically examined. Once all of us were pronounced suitable, we were injected with some sort of chemical compound. In one man, a cargo handling specialist named Klima, it caused a devastating pain which left him writhing on the floor. He just lay there and could not get up, paralysed with agony. The other one, Parks, systems maintenance tech, it caused what must have been horrifying hallucinations. He looked around constantly, sometimes dodging things that weren't there, waving his arms and just sat there waiting to find out what would happen to me. Oh, sorry, I just sat there waiting to find out about me. A strange calm just came over me as I watched the 2 go through their internal tortures. After several hours, it was over and they took us back to cells. Entry 4. More tests the same as before. Saw the surgeon again, the base leader. Said the other results were inconclusive. Park begged them not to inject him again. He fought them. I wanted to help him, but by then my injection had kicked in. All I could do was sit there passively as they forcibly injected him with the chemicals. This round of hallucination was evidently more terrifying than the first, though. They had barely left the room when he began shrieking at the top of his lungs. He screamed and screamed till his voice completely broke, and then he was used to making these low guttural hisses. Klima had long since passed out from the pain, so I was the only one in the room to watch what happened next. I tried speaking to Parks several times, but he never once answered me. He just rolled around on the floor until I noticed the blood. It wasn't until the disturbance brought the guards back that saw what happened. Parks had clawed out his eyes. He was laughing like an idiot when they took him away. It's the last time I saw him. Parks' cell is now empty. Only Klima and I remain. The leader of the base is a surgeon. His name is Mastava. I demanded to know where Parks was. His only response was, in the lake. The lake? He was utterly undisturbed by the fact that I am a merchant officer, or that he's killed crewmen and destroyed a ship of the RMF and interfered with circuit reticulum. The mercs had read our records. Reticulum would merely assume that we were lost in the jump. He looked at me from behind the blood-red mask he wore. I have claimed your ship, its crew, and their respective remains by rights of salvage. That having been done, you are now my property. Entry 6. Medical tests becoming increasingly torturous now. I was sedated and taken to the medical room. There all I remember is seeing some kind of robot. Then nothing but a dream about Lorna. Her face, her dress, just like the night the picture was taken. Ah, that's the picture we've got. When I awoke, I had been returned to my cell, only now I feel like my insides have been crushed and I am marked with a series of scars across my midsection. Clemens does not respond when I call to him in his cell. Maybe they have him now. No one tell me what they're doing to us, but I already know. Exploratory surgery, but why? They've tortured us all on a regular basis, but they've yet to ask us a single question. 7. I was taken back to the medical room, strapped to the operating table and injected with something that made me increasingly lightheaded. This time Mastava was there in person, only I couldn't see him. I could only hear his voice telling me that this is the last of the preliminary examinations. If I complete this final test, I would be ready. He didn't tell me for what. I demanded to know where Klima was. His response was, he died on that table you're lying on. Now he's with your other friend in the lake. Before I could say anything, I saw the arm of the robot come down over my body. I felt completely detached and unable to move as it began to burn an incision into my stomach. Mustaba stepped forward and reached inside of me. He turned to me and asked, "This is just the beginning. I promise you. There will be a lot to see. Would you like to stay awake?" I stared into his eyes for what seemed like hours. "No," I whispered. When I awoke, I was back in my cell alone. 8. There's a new prisoner in the cell across from me. I cannot see him. He's lying unconscious on his bunk. I thought it might be Klima or Parks. Maybe another crewman from the Agrippa, but it wasn't. I've never seen this man before. Is that me? There's something very large being moved into the cell next to mine. Parks must really be gone if they're putting his old cell to use. Whatever this thing is, it's enormously heavy judging by the number of people and the equipment they need to move it. Supervising this operation, another Mondite scientist. There's dirt on her uniform as if she'd been digging. I heard someone call her Dr. Escher. Ordering the men for his head guard that lurks around his cell block. His name is Kanan. Whatever's going to the other cell certainly sounds like it's a major security problem. 10. Just starting to get my strength back from Dr. Mustaba's damned examinations. Saw Kanan walking through the cell block. "What's in that cell?" I asked him. "Just something that'll probably kill us all. Nothing for you to worry about." Entry 11. The man in cell 3 is still either unconscious or he keeps to himself. He does not respond when I call out to him. Over the last few days, I've seen Kanan walking around looking increasingly nervous. I tried to catch his attention, perhaps speak with him again, but he's all business. Still, there's something different about him. His expression does not have the cold acceptance of the other guards. He's intensely in thought on each movement in his joint of released tension. How pathetic that my entire existence has been reduced to brief glimpses of people from the outside world. For all I know, I'm imagining these little things in an attempt to occupy my mind, save it from the heart-stopping emptiness of imprisonment. I must hold on to the hope that I shall see my Lorna again. For the sake of my sanity, I must hold on to that hope. Entry 12. "The camera is off," said the voice, and I was surprised to see Kanan stand outside my side. "They'll never let you out of here, never alive, you know that." I nodded. Kanan's eyes stared out into nowhere. "I've seen the things that they're finding. More of them every day. Nightmarish. I mean, I thought what we did was terrible enough. Do you want to get out?" I was overwhelmed in confusion and disbelief. Kanan stared at me and I could see his realization come over him. He was thinking maybe he had made a mistake, that I might try to save my life by turning him in. As an officer and a gentleman, I never considered this as an option. When I cleared my head from the shock of what I was saying, I managed to give the approximation of a nod. "They say you're a flight officer," Kanan said hopefully. "Ensign, RMF. I replied, snapping to attention and saluting with my academy vest. It was his turn to give me a strange look. "Can you pilot a dropship like the one you came here on?" I could. "There's a dropship out on the platform. She was brought here on autopilot for maintenance. The crew and marines on board are still in cold storage. You need to understand that we only get one shot at this." My ears strained to hear anyone else that might be listening. "When?" I said. "First, we need to... your new neighbour. He's the chosen one. That's why you're nothing but an autopsy waiting to happen. They won't think twice about killing us, but maybe they'll want him back bad enough that..." He sounded less than convinced by his own words. I'm sure I don't know what he was talking about. "Maybe," was all I could manage when he looked at me for a reply. We both laughed nervously. A strange and uneasy moment became like old friends, jailer and prisoner closer than brothers, comrades in arms about to go into battle together for the last time. "My personal access code is 07364. You might be able to use that to get out of a bad spot. Let's hope it never comes down to that." Before I even thought about it, I was giving him my last possession. "The picture of Lorna." "Who's this? The wife?" he asked. "Not yet, but she will be. You missed that during the search when they brought me here. I could be going home." This absolute miracle was so unlikely and absurd to me that I started giggling like a schoolboy. Kanan nodded, and he understood, solemnly put the picture away without saying a word. He reached in between the bars of the cell and put something in my hand. Just as he did, I heard the doors to the cell block open and quickly put it behind my back. 3 more guards came into the cell block and opened the door to cell 3. The man inside walked out with guns pointed at him, holding a hand in front of his weakened eyes. The new man slowly walked out the cell block. The guards followed. As Kanan went and looked back at me, he flashed me a sign of 5. It wasn't until the cell block doors closed again that I allowed myself to even notice the reassuring familiar heaviness in my right hand. A blaster. It was fully charged. Entry 13. We failed. I've been recaptured and Kanan is also a prisoner here now. The man from Cell 3 has been subject to a monstrous experiment. He is no longer human. I don't know what he is now. For some period of time they've simply been beating me into utter unconsciousness. Whenever I show signs of awakening, I suppose they've just gotten tired of it now. Every day the guards came for Kanan. He fought as best he could, but in the end they took him away. No sign of life from Cell 3. Kanan has been jabbing like a lunatic ever since they brought him back. He keeps screaming some conversation with his mother that must have gone inside his head. I can't see into this cell from here. 16. I was awakened by the sound of an explosion in cell block. 2 of the guards went to look in on Kanan. From what I've heard, they must have mauled one of them pretty bad. Kanan continues to get worse. All he does is growl and howl like an animal. The guards have just told me now it's my turn to be taken back to the operation room. This journal has reached an end. No matter what occurs, I know I always loved you, Lorna. If I should somehow get a chance to write again, I will. End. Wow. That was long. So.
A flute.
A flute. I can play the flute. Apparently. So, let's read my old journal. Voice over the radio said, another prisoner has escaped. Who are these reinforcements coming to kill? Me or him? Am I the person in cell 3 that Dane wrote about in his journal? If I am, then they tried to rescue me. Maybe Dane can help me escape. He's still alive, and if I can find him. I don't know how to play the flute. Oh, sorry, I know how to play the flute. I can play songs I don't remember ever hearing before, yet they echo in the back of my mind. It's the closest thing I have to a memory of my past life. Perhaps if I listen more closely I will remember. So, go back to here, put it on manual. Handy the camera moves. So I wonder why. So the blue guy had the photograph. So he was the security chief. So this is the security chief's arm. And I've got the code. So I've got the code and I've got his arm. So what I should be doing is picking up this. But why can't I just put it on the scanner? No. Let's go and have a look.
A severed arm.
Let's put it somewhere that's easier to figure out the location. Right. So I think I need to pick the arm up with this. I'm not entirely sure. Not this button, is it? I am pressing the right button. There. Gotcha. Okay. So command medical operating room. Film deceased. Escher. That's the doctor woman he mentioned. Deceased. Well, everyone's dead. Deceased. What the fuck's going on here? Scientific. Evacuate. Deceased. Evacuate. Wait a minute, I recognise that surname there. Security. Kanan. Revoked. Yeah. Tower. Oh, Roland in the tower. Osmat in the machine shop. Langley in the control room. Maya. M-I-A. Oh God, what was his number? 07364. Aha! Oh, hang on. What's that there? Emergency. Class 6 emergency. Class 3 reactor alert in effect. All research channels obtain a hard suit and proceed in order to be fashioned out to the landing platform. All non-essential personnel be evacuated to the Kelios designated dropship 2. All main subsystems switch full automatic self-diagnostic and self-regulatory. Emergency generators in operating room activated. All subsystems offline. Non-essentials. All non-essential systems shut off. Independent systems forklift bot in control room. Still operating internal power. All overrides below command 1 rescinded. So the fusion reactor's gonna blow up. Not good. Oh yeah. Right. So okay, so I'm going to leave part 1 here for now and pick it up again shortly. So I hope you're enjoying it. It's been a bit of a crap start, but I'm sure I'll get worse. See you on the next one.